So the flu seems to have gripped me, and while I still can't smell and taste, I have a wonky voice. But I am ready to get stuck into the topic of what negative internal dialogue or self talk actually does to you. I have a few solutions as well, so if you stick with me, I promise you that there's value here. Now, our brain's primary function is to protect us. Keeps us alive, keeps us safe, and we have that fright, flight, and fight response that we all know about. So the process is, excuse me, something happens to you, and your brain sends signals via neurotransmitters to various areas of your body, and you react. Internally, these are all chemical reactions. So certain hormones are inhibited and certain hormones are released to trigger that physical response. So your internal organs and your muscles will basically do what needs doing for that situation. Now, this is also how emotion is triggered and experienced within us. It's how we feel. Aside from triggering the physical response, your brain also stores the memory of whatever it is for future reference and as an early warning system in case you stumble upon a situation like that again. So, what does any of this have to do with your internal dialogue and the thoughts you think? In my last video, I did say that your brain hears everything, even your quiet thoughts. And those thoughts create reactions because, well, your brain considers your thoughts as reality. Let me illustrate this with a scenario. You may have had an experience where someone treated you in a certain way that made you feel inferior. So the emotions you felt could be broadly classified as heartbreak or sadness, frustration, even anger, maybe a combination of all of these. Now, at the time of the event, your brain would have kicked in to inhibit the production of serotonin, which is your happy hormone, and it would have released cortisol. Now, this is a very basic explanation. The process is so much more complex, and there are many other hormones involved and other processes, but for the purposes of what I need to illustrate to you, these are the main ones. Now, let's say a week later or a month later, you think about that particular event again. What are you feeling now? The same emotions? Maybe a little less intense? Maybe more intense? So your brain, by bringing up the memory, is experiencing the event as if it is happening in real time. So it's triggering the same chemical reaction now that it did when the incident originally happened. As I mentioned earlier, the two main hormones impacting your body are serotonin and cortisol. Serotonin improves your mood, relaxes your mind, enables regular sleep, and all those happy, good processes in your body. Cortisol, though, along with some of its other gangster hormone friends, keeps your body in that state of tension, ready to fight or run. So now, when your brain is doing this chemistry experiment with you thinking about a past event, it's expecting an action, fight or flight. And here you are just not obliging because you're sitting around thinking your thoughts. The cortisol and its buddies are then not being processed effectively, and then they cause havoc in your body because, well, they're just there. So these cause anxiety, irritability, sadness, anger. It destabilizes your sleep patterns. They're also responsible for bad eating habits and weight gain to a certain extent. Ever heard of comfort food and emotional eating? That's not coming from happy hormones. So your negative thoughts and negative self-talk can set yourself off on the road to physical health issues at the minimum, or even chronic depression. So let's look at some solutions with a scenario. You may have a habit of being doubtful of yourself, and you tend to think, for example, that you're not good enough. This may be because you may not have succeeded at something, or you've looked at how others do what you want to do, and maybe something has gone wrong, whatever the case may be. But you're saying to yourself that you are not good enough, or you can't do it, or a popular one is nothing ever goes your way. Firstly, the more you think these thoughts, the more you reinforce the idea that this is true. Next, the emotions you feel when you think this will persist. Your brain will then search for every situation to support this thought. You'll remember every time something like this happened. It will also bring up memories that match the emotion you're feeling. So, completely different scenario, event, and similar feeling, and then you start thinking about that too. And then you get stuck in the quicksand. So, what do you do in this case? The answer is stop. Easier said than done? No, it is easy. Stop. Break state. When you catch yourself in this funk of doubting yourself and saying negative things about yourself because something didn't go your way, do something different in that moment. Break state. I mean, physically do something different. If you're sitting, stand up. Do squats and tell yourself, I'm actually okay. Growl or scream and shake it off. You need to process that chemical release. Break state. If you're driving, rather start singing. Please don't do squats. Now, if you end up on memory lane, which you're bound to do, don't make it about everything else that hasn't worked out. Bring up every time that something has gone right. Look at everything around you, everything you have, everything that you are. Write that shit down, people. That's why gratitude and gratitude journals are so important, so you can reference them when you need it. Life's not going to always go your way. People will let you down, situations will change in an instant and for the worst. It's called life, and yes, it sucks sometimes. But if you have a roof over your head, clothes on your body, food in your belly, if you opened your eyes today and took a breath, you actually have something going for you. So, break state, then find what has gone right. Reference your gratitude journals if need be. Once you've done this, you're already shifting your mindset away from negativity and you're changing the chemical reaction. Now you'll have a bit of clarity, and with this bit of clarity, look at what you can do differently with the situation that you're talking to yourself about or thinking about. It's good to have an importance scale. Evaluate the level of importance of situations, people, and the circumstances related to your thoughts, and then you make a decision based on who you are and what your goals are. That's why self-awareness is critical. I take all my clients through self-awareness before I do any other work with them, because nothing sticks if you don't know who you are. And not who you think you are, but who you actually are. Now back to those negative conversations you have with yourself. When you talk to yourself, be very aware of your words. Shift words like hate and stupid and dumb and can't and never. Even when you're reflecting on other people, and I am going to talk about that in another video. Change your vocabulary and you change the effect it has on you. Stop putting yourself down. There are plenty of people out there who already have that job and they do it pretty well. You leave your critics to do their volunteer work of criticizing you, and you do your thing of growing and being better. Right, quick recap of what to do when you find yourself having negative internal dialogue. Number 1, break state, shake it off, do something different. Stop. Number 2, think of everything that is right and is good. Number 3, evaluate the importance of the situation in relation to your journey so that you know what is important for you to actually achieve and succeed what you want to. 4, make a decision about your next move that will be beneficial to you and everyone else around you based on your evaluation. And the one that applies to every thought, every day. Watch your words. There's real power there. Now, if you have any questions about this topic or you want to discuss it further, comment section is all yours. Remember, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're on any other social media, well, hit like and comment and share. So until the next video and the next discussion, take care and see it differently.